With me now, Dr. Emily Landau with the Institute for National Security Studies. Dr. Landau, could Iran actually get from where they are now, the 3.5% or so level of purity, all the way up to 20, as they're threatening to do in just a day or two?
Well, I don't know if it'll be a day or two, but they can certainly up it to 20%. One of the problems with the Iran nuclear deal is that it legitimized Iran's uranium enrichment program. It enabled Iran to continue to enrich. It put limits on the level of enrichment and on the stockpile of low-enriched uranium, but enabled them to continue to enrich, enabled them to work on research and development.
The centrifuges, I mean,
they're also allowed, according to the deal, to work on a full range of advanced centrifuges. And we know from several months ago that they have already installed some 33 IR6 centrifuges, more than they should have installed at this point. And IR6 centrifuges are more advanced centrifuges. They spin faster than the older centrifuges, the IR1 and IR2. The deal foolishly allowed Iran to work on research and development, and they've now installed the centrifuges. They also have 1,000 centrifuges at Fordo. Fordo hasn't been reconfigured the way it was supposed to be according to the deal, and Iran could secretly be enriching in Fordo.
So why is this 20%? I mean, it's not weapons grade. So why is this such a benchmark and a concerning number?
Well, it's a benchmark because the enrichment curve is not linear like this, it's more like this. So if you're at 20%, you're actually very close to 90%. So once they enrich to 20%, it's a very short leap to 90%. I don't think Iran really wants to leave the deal. In fact, if there's one party that wants to stay in the deal, it's Iran, because they're not going to get a better deal than this. They got a pretty good deal for a state that's a violator of the NPT, a state that cheated and lied for decades. What they're trying to do is scare the Europeans enough that they'll start offering them things like they've been offered, $15 billion. I don't know why the Iranians rejected this, but the whole idea of offering them payment for just coming back to the deal, not for negotiating a better deal, just for coming back to the deal, is not smart policy.
Dr. Landau, speaking of Iran's nuclear program, Turkey, one of Iran's neighbor, now they're weighing in as well now. Erdogan, the president of Turkey, says, well, it's unacceptable that Israel has a nuclear weapons program. Iran is close to getting nuclear weapons of their own. It's unacceptable that we would be barred as a key player in the region, too. What do you make of Turkey now saying that it's unacceptable to keep us out?
Well, there's always been talk about the states that are likely contenders for moving in the nuclear direction if Iran does become a nuclear state. It's not about Israel. Israel has been an assumed nuclear state for decades. Yeah. He always has to add Israel because that's just Erdogan. But the real fear is Iran, and the fear is what this means in terms of its regional power. So the three likely contenders that have always been mentioned are Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Egypt, who are also contenders for regional prominence. So it's not really a surprise, but of course, Turkey is also a member of the NPT. They're not allowed to get a nuclear weapons capability, but Iran moving closer to this goal is getting all the regional actors very nervous.